we did like a... Sure, brother.
Thank you, I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know what to say.
Big presenter man himself.
Yeah.
Honoured to be here, mate, on the big projects, the JK projects. It's been a long time coming.
Sure, bro. I guess we can start off with, you're a high school dropout.
Oof. I suppose.
Does anyone still call you a dropout?
Yep. Among the family for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
And how did that feel? Because you dropped out year 12, was your last year, and you got a bunch of signs up and stuff talking about it. But what made you want to drop out?
School wasn't really doing it for me, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think sort of into high school when I started thinking of potential career paths to go down, the school system wasn't really suited to me,
Yeah.
especially at Whanga School.
Yeah.
I know it's just pretty neck level. So I wasn't really doing a whole lot, not really productivity or learning heaps. So towards the end of high school, after year 12, I had the decision to either go back for year 13 or drop out, and chose dropping out.
Did you have a plan, like you're like, okay, I'm going to drop out and this is the plan? Or it's, I'm going to drop out and yeah, we'll figure it out?
Yeah. So sort of all throughout high school, I did want to start a clothing brand.
Yeah.
Something I was always super keen to do. That initiated from a surfboard design, and that's how I came up with Proud Kook.
Yeah.
So it was maybe my first or second custom from Pete Anderson, and I wanted to do cool design on it. Came up with some ideas of what can I do that sort of brings together my thoughts and my ideas, and came up with Proud Kook.
Yeah.
And did that design on a surfboard, and then it kind of sparked the idea of we could turn this into a clothing brand. So something I always thought about throughout those years. So it wasn't until end of year 12 where the opportunity sort of came, go back to school or drop out and try to see if I can launch something and make it happen. So it was kind of perfect in that sense.
And because obviously when you're in year 12, especially year 13, like people are like, so what are you going to do after school? You're going to go study, what are you going to do for work? And you get in year 12 and you're like, oh, I'm going to leave school early. Did you have a lot of people react quite strongly to that?
Yeah, a lot of encouragement, which was cool.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, totally. Because like you say, it's not the traditional sort of thing that people go into.
No.
So yeah, a lot of encouragement, which was cool. And I didn't feel like I had a lot of pressure on it either, because I was kind of treating it like a gap year when I branched into doing the clothing brand. So I was like, didn't have a whole lot of pressure with it, and I wasn't looking at it, looking into the future so much, like, is this going to be the career path for me and making the brand profitable? So it was more of just like a passion project / gap year, which took away all the pressure.
Yeah.
So yeah, when people would ask what I'm going to do, and I'd say, I'm going into business and starting up a brand, there's a lot of encouragement, which is cool. People tend to like to see it,
Yeah.
It's not a super common thing to do. So yeah, it's kind of how that kicked off.
It's me. And how did you feel in terms of just, leaving, or I guess when you're living in a small town like this, leaving school, you're not really leaving your friends behind because you still see them all the time anyway. But just leaving the structure, like waking up, I gotta go to school, do my homework, and then all of a sudden you're in control of your own day.
Yeah.
Did you struggle to stay motivated?
Yeah, good question, It was, let me think. I initially, it was incredible to get away from the system.
Yeah.
I think I work best like in an unstructured way.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not sort of put it in
typical creative.
Yeah, something like that, bro. Something like that. So, yeah, when I had obviously doing my own thing, my time, my productivity, all of that was managed by me. And what I put in is what I get out ultimately. So that comes with its own challenges, as you say. Learning discipline.
Yeah.
It's one of the big things I think I learned early is you can't rely on motivation in anything, but especially in business. because it comes and goes for everyone. You know, we have seasons where we're super motivated, driven to achieve the goals and put in the work, but then sometimes you wake up, you're just like, I don't know what I'm going to do today.
Yeah.
And you've got to be quite proactive in that sense, because like I said, what you put in is what you get out. There's always something you can do to move the needle forward. So that's probably one of the biggest things I learned, is not relying on motivation, but discipline, because discipline's something that's like a muscle we all can build.
Yeah. So sort of setting the standard that you want to keep yourself to, or setting those habits, so that when the motivation isn't there, you just keep chugging forward anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, depending on that. So yeah, to answer the question, it was good being out of a sort of structured system and in an environment where I could sort of work in a way which made me tick and made me most productive, and in a space where I could do my best work.
Yeah.
So yeah, and also I was working from home for, I suppose, the first couple of years of business.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one we can get into, is the difference between, you know, working at home and then moving into the space here in town, having my own shop.
Yeah, the set workplace versus, it's at home. How was that? Like, you just wake up and you'd be like, oh, do I want to go downstairs and work?
Yeah.
I'll just cruise for a bit, or...
Totally,
Is
man.
it easier working here?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's been huge, I'd say it's been the biggest step in the business, is acquiring a shop, as far as just having a space, like you say, to come to work each day, and then in the eyes of people walk past, they go out for dinner next door and they realise, oh, there's a screen printer here, so I feel like I've got a lot of business through that. But yeah, it's interesting, the working from home versus shop, there's pros and cons for both,
Yeah.
And I think for different people, one may be more suitable for the other. Like, there was things I found working from home which was great, and then there's things which I did struggle with.
Okay.
Like, say, for instance, separating work and home life was very hard, because I'm literally working in my house. Yeah. My house, mum and dad's house.
Yeah.
So that was hard, because sometimes you would not be able to pull yourself away from the work mindset.
Okay.
Whereas here, when I leave work, I just switch my brain off. I'm not thinking about it. But when I'm always sort of in my work environment, I found it very difficult sometimes to...
It's hard to switch your brain off, because you're just like, I can just go downstairs and keep working instead of taking the actual break.
Totally. Yeah. So you can find yourself overworking, and then on the flip side is the distractions, man. It's tough, because, I mean, I'm at my house where I also have my leisure space, you know, where you're cruising and the tally's on and whatnot. And especially when we had kittens, man. That was the hardest part. Oh my goodness. They'd like come into my workshop and everything. So distracting. Yeah. So that was difficult for sure.
Okay, so you're 20 now, right? Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, 20. You left school when you were 17?
16.
And it was you're starting your own clothing brand.
Yep.
How did doing your own clothing go? Because you don't do a lot of your own clothing anymore. So how was that that first year? Of
good question.
Okay, I'm gonna do my own clothing brand, and how did that go?
So like I said to you, with the brand, I wasn't super future mindset with it. I wasn't really looking at it as this is going to be my job. So for that first year, there wasn't a whole lot of pressure with making money, making a livable wage with it. So I did 2 official clothing releases throughout that year. And I'd say, like, looking back, I'm pretty happy with how it went, as far as the excitement around it and the support from people. But I think what happened is what happens with startups. I've seen it a lot now that I've been printing for other people. This is my 4th year. And from my own experiences, you need something after the initial hype around a brand. Okay. After that wears off, you need to sort of find, okay, what's separating me from all of these other brands which are getting started up every week? You know, everyone wants to start a clothing brand now. Yeah. So once the hype around it sort of wears off, and your initial people, your friends, your family, who are really just buying to support you. I mean, hopefully they like the designs, but they feel obliged to buy a t-shirt.
Yeah.
So after that wears off and you need to actually start seeking out true customers who say people you don't know, and how do I separate my brand from all these other brands? That's where it gets tricky, and that's where I see a lot of brands sort of fade away through that season after the hype sort of drops down and it gets to, this is the real deal now. I'm going to have to seek out real customers, people I don't know, and try to separate my brand from all these others. Give it a point of difference where it's enticing for someone to want to buy. So that's something I didn't really expect. So yeah, first drop was successful. Like pretty much sold out of everything, which was awesome. Second drop wasn't probably as successful, and then I haven't done any official drops after that. So long story short, how we transitioned into screen printing for other people. So I actually, with the brand, I obviously got my own equipment, learned to print. So what actually happened was, the very start of it, went to a local guy in town to get some stuff printed.
Okay.
Dude who's been printing here for probably 50, 60 years, old timer.
Yeah.
Prints in his garage. Went to him to get some stuff printed.
50 years and he doesn't have his own shop, just the garage.
Well, he actually ran a big industrial shop in Whonga, down Aiken Road or something.
Yeah.
Back in the day, and there was multiple employees. But when he downsized, he just went to his garage at home.
Okay. Yeah.
So I went to him to get some stuff printed. Long story short, he's pretty much retiring. He wasn't super keen to take on new clients.
Yeah.
Sort of just got that vibe from him. So I wasn't super keen to really work with him, and that's when I started going down the rabbit hole of looking at getting my own equipment and learning to print. So did a lot of research, and long story short, ended up committing and getting my own equipment. Got some sort of basic screen printing gear, and converted our garage at home into the little print shop, which I printed out of for a few years. So that's something with my brand which I thought sort of separated a bit, as I was doing everything myself.
Yeah.
Instead of getting someone to print, I had to go through that whole process of learning the art of screen printing before being able to make a product that has the quality where I'm satisfied to sell it to a customer who's paying. So it took maybe like 5 months of learning to print. Because
From
it's
scratch, just learning yourself.
Yeah, for sure. So self-taught, obviously the help of the internet, so much good resources.
Google, YouTube.
Yeah. And a lot of trial and error. So screen printing, it's a very technical process, a lot of intricacies within the process from A to B, from making your screens to making your artwork, getting it print ready, to the whole printing side, curing the garment. There's so much little variables, and just a lot of little processes within the art of making a t-shirt and putting a design on a shirt. From the outside looking in, I mean, before I didn't even know how t-shirts were made, how graphics were printed on, and then once I stepped into the space of screen printing, having my own equipment, I was like, oh, what have I got myself into? This is hectic.
Do most of the clothing brands in New Zealand, do they get their stuff printed overseas and then shipped here and then sell, or do they also?
Yeah, a lot of the bigger brands for sure.
Okay.
The big labels would do that, just pricing reasons. The minimum order quantities are a lot higher if you're going overseas, but for the big brands, they're doing that just because it's a lot cheaper getting stuff made in China. But I'd say it's sort of 50-50. Depends on the size, eh?
Okay, depends on how big.
Depends on how big you are, because some brands they do prefer using NZ companies and trying to keep it all local.
Yeah.
It's appealing to them. Learning the process of screen printing was a whole thing in itself, and that's something that wasn't expecting to do with the brand. Like, I just wanted to make a brand, but it ended up learning the process of screen printing. So tying that back into how I ended up printing for other people. So I had the equipment, I had the knowledge. I was a good year into printing at this point, and I had a couple of clothing brand releases.
Yeah.
And now I'm like a good year out of school, so start to looking at, okay, can we make this profitable?
Yeah.
You know?
Because we've talked about before, there was a time where you were just going to go do a trade. This almost never happened. You were just going to go
Oh, mate.
work with Uncle and do a trade.
Oh, yes. That's right. Thank the good Lord it didn't do that.
Was that within that first year, after the first year?
So that would have been like towards the end of the second year, I would say.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so you're pretty far in. You've got clients.
Yep.
But you're like,
yes.
Maybe I just sell up and.
Yeah, good question. Yeah, so ended up, and for my first initial clients, Dad mentioned, he's like, you have the gear, you got a print shop, why don't you start printing for people alongside doing the brand? And it's so funny looking back, I was so adamant, I never want to be a screen printer. I was so set, I just want to be a clothing man, I don't want to be the
My
print
brand
dude.
would be enough, yeah.
100%, that was the dream, like just do Proud Kook, do the clothing brand. Don't want to print for anyone else. Don't want to go into business in that term. So I was pretty against it, eh? But Dad was definitely pushing for it. He said, you may as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, long story short, had a first client was a good friend of ours who runs avalanche dogs in down south.
Yeah.
And he was wanting some stuff printed and he came to me. So that was the very first client and the very first print job I did for someone. Yeah, I was so nervous printing that. Because doing my own stuff, there's not a whole lot of pressure, you know?
Yeah.
But this was my first client
Someone's
job where
paying
someone's...
you
Yep.
to do their
Totally. And that put a lot of pressure on me because I want to deliver a product that has quality so they don't look bad when someone buys one of their t-shirts. And so that was the first real client I had. And that kind of kicked things off. Slowly started getting little jobs from friends here and there. And it honestly just sort of snowballed just naturally. Wasn't ever pushing for it.
Yeah, word of mouth, you do a job for them, they
Yep.
tell about someone else. Then,
Absolutely. Yeah. So it was quite a natural transition over from solely doing the brand to printing and still dabbling with the brand. It was quite a seamless transition into it. It wasn't really a decision where I made where I'm like, okay, I'm just doing screen printing now. Kind of naturally unfolded that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, started to build somewhat of a client base. I wouldn't say enough to live off, but I was getting the odd job here and there and still playing around with the brand, but then started to find I don't really have enough time to do the two properly, you know?
Okay,
Just
yeah.
sort of half in with the brand and half in with the screen printing side. So that was an interesting time, trying to decide, okay, what am I going to go all in on? Because yeah, the truth is it's pretty hard to do the two of them
Trying to split
and
it.
put all of your energy into both. It was something I thought I could do, but yeah, it just doesn't really happen. There's only so many hours in the day and so much you can do on your own.
And with the equipment you have and the space you got,
Yep.
you're still at home. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
And then where did the thinking about selling and doing a trade come
So this was, like I said, it was probably towards the end of the second year. I hadn't have done any clothing brand releases. I still play around with it, but I was a little bit burnt out with the brand side. Wasn't really putting a whole lot of time into it. Because I honestly just felt a little bit burnt out with it. So I had the odd client. It would have its flurries, you know, where I have quite a bit of work on, and then it would be quite slow.
Yeah.
And so this is around the time I got my restricted license, and I wanted my own car. So so I was borrowing mum's car for most of the time, and that started to get pretty old.
Yeah.
So you could imagine, you know, she wasn't very stoked with me using the car all the
No.
time. So I wanted to get a car, and I didn't have the money for it at the time, and it was quite slow with work, with the screen printing, like very slow. So I wasn't making really any money at all. So I'd do a bit of jobs for a neighbour, Doug, who owns a farm. So I was working for him for a bit, doing some part-time work on the farm.
Yeah.
Other bits and bobs, just trying to save up and make money so I could get a vehicle.
Yeah.
And then, the old screen print job, obviously. But I was kind of just sick of being broke, eh? Like, that was the sort of straw that broke the camel's back. I'm just like, dang, everyone's working,
Making money.
making money, you know. hustling it, and I'm pretty slow screen printing. I'm,
Yeah.
you know, I'm
a
still at
passion
home.
project that is full time almost.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird one. So it's a passion project, but now it's kind of dependent. Like, this needs to make me money.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I need to go get a job. And I was like, he was pretty. I never really wanted to get a job and sort of give up on it. But yeah, I was just so desperate for money. So yeah, that sort of sparked. I was looking at being a tradie,
Yeah.
which is crazy. Yeah, talked to Uncle Rich, who is a tradie. He's been in the game for a long time, and he was talking me out of it, but against his own advice, I was like, nah,
Yeah.
I want to work with you, bro. I want to do this. I want to make some money. So I gave Fritter a call, who's his boss. He was down south. You know, I called him if he's seen to have a meeting and if he wants to take on a new apprentice.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, could be keen, man. I'll give you a bell when I'm back in Whonga after my trip. And long story short, never heard back from him. Just ghosted. Fritter, if you're watching this, thanks for not calling me back.
Yeah.
So yeah, if he did call me back and it did end up going through, it's pretty wild, eh? Like, couldn't imagine it. Couldn't imagine being a tradie, but
Pi and V every day.
yeah, hey, not the goods. So yeah, it's looking back, it's crazy how it works out, eh? Like, kind of just not what I planned, but very, very blessed to be in the position I'm in now.
Yeah. So is it after that you just decided to keep pushing through, even though it wasn't doing what you were wanting to do, you weren't making the money, like, I'm just going to push through.
Yep.
And then you lent more onto printing for other people?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, didn't hear back from him. Doing a bit of work still for Doug, doing some farm work, and then just naturally, like I said, the flurries of screen print work started to come in more, and I started picking up a couple of really good clients, a couple of key clients who, you know, really helped set in stone the screen printing thing.
Yeah.
A lot of repeat clients who would do quite big quantities, which would help me keep going. So that kind of naturally just unfolded with new people coming in, and it snowballed slowly and slowly and slowly before.
Yeah, one of those things where it's like, it's the hype and then it starts to dip back down and you just got to get past that dip before it starts picking back up again. And
too true, yeah. That's right. So you gotta, if you have a dream, if you have something you want to do and you're passionate about it, you know, in the slow seasons, you just got to keep pushing.
I guess
keep pushing the needle forward every day. I don't know. There's just some days it feels like you could be doing the most minute little thing, but anything to move the needle forward, you know, from a long-term perspective, it pays off down the line. So just keep pushing at it. Be disciplined enough to do that, and then, in time, something's going to stick, you know?
Yeah, it comes back to what you're saying about on the days I don't have the motivation, I just go off the habits and what I've put in place before.
Yeah.
And you have any regrets at all? You wish you did your year 13? Do you wish you went got a different job?
No regrets, bro.
No regrets.
Nah, honestly, I wish I dropped out sooner, eh?
True.
Yeah. I don't think I could have, though, because I was 16, and I think that's
the youngest.
Yeah, that's the youngest, so. But yeah, honestly, school's a bloody waste of time if you ask me. That's just my opinion. But it's not for everyone. I suppose if you want to go down the traditional route of becoming a doctor or lawyer or whatever, where you have to, you know, go through all the hoops to get the qualifications to go to uni, then you kind of have no option.
Yeah.
But there's a lot you can do, you know.
Have you talked to many other kids that think about dropping out? Like, do you know?
Yeah, for sure, eh? Totally.
And what do you tell them? Just do it.
Yeah, it's hard, eh? It's kind of a case-by-case basis, because you don't want to drop out and then just be a drifter.
Yeah.
Especially in a small town, you know?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, people get caught up in the wrong things when they're not busy, and dropping out of school is just adding to that. So you gotta be a certain type of person where you're quite driven, I think. Or you have something to go into, like an apprenticeship.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I encourage that, because say you drop out at 16, you do a 3-year apprenticeship building. You know, what are you, 19? You got an apprenticeship.
Fully qualified.
You've had 3 years of full-time work. When you think about it, you're getting paid to learn.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Whereas when you go to uni, you're paying to learn.
Yeah.
If you even learn anything.
Depends what you're taking.
Yeah. So you just get a really good head start, I reckon, eh? Because man, it's pretty tough in this day and age, you know, with the price of living and whatnot, to get ahead. It's wild. When you look at some of the student loans, you know, people are paying, it's like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. You're going to be like 30 and still paying this off, and you're just behind before you even start. And it's like, wow. And we all hopefully want to own a house one day. And it's just, that seems so out of the picture. So if you know what you want to do and you have to stay in school, then that's fine. But if you're unsure and you maybe want to go into a trade, or you're a driven personality and, you know, whatever I do, I'm going to put 100% effort into it, figure it out, then I don't know, don't waste your time.
Just go for it.
Just go for it.
Yeah. And when you have the dips, like what you were talking about, where stuff isn't really going as you're wanting it to, just keep pushing forward. Just push through
100%. Yeah, totally. You just got to keep pushing forward, and you'll build the discipline up. That's like one of the hardest skills to learn, I think. It's discipline, but it's so important. So important. Because that's what's going to get you through. And yeah, just try zoom out and look at it from a broad perspective. Set goals, like where do I want to be in 5 years? Where do I want to be in 10 years? Or even more short-term goals. Try to zoom out and not be so fixated on today and what I got to do, or this week or this month. Zoom out, look at the big picture, and where this could lead. And that's, I think that's where you'll find motivation in that. Looking at the bigger picture.
Okay.
At least for me.
For you. Everyone's different, I guess.
Amen that.
Would you say you're probably the busiest you've ever been at the moment? Do you feel like you're ready if you do hit another plateau where it just flattens off for a bit, or you dip down? Have you gone through that experience in the past? You're like, I know just to keep going anyway.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Like there's nothing that's going to put you off now.
100%. That's right. Lessons we learn in life or in business, you carry it over. So like you say, if it happens again, which business, it's not always cranking, you know?
Yeah.
There's slow times, especially in winter. I get slows down naturally. I'm pretty seasonal, I'd say. Around summer's like, it's always busy.
Yeah.
But it has its slow months and whatnot. So yeah, just learn from that and just know it's, you know, keep doing something to move the needle forward. It's not always going to be slow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say I'm the busiest I'm at now. The business seems to be growing still, which is awesome. Like it's pretty new. Maybe a year and a half into this shop in town, and it's just been pretty steady increase since having the space. It's been like the best move for it. And that was a scary one because now I'm paying rent and everything, so there's a bit of pressure on that. Whereas, at home, not paying barely any rent. So
was that did it feel like a big risk for you coming here?
Yeah, certainly. It was definitely risk involved with a decision like that. I think it helped me though, in terms of now that I'm paying rent every month, that's even more sort of motivation to get stuck in, you know, because I have to pay, I have bills to pay now, whereas you almost get complacent. I almost got complacent at home because I'm like,
you were just making money for a car.
Pretty much most of my money is going just into my pocket.
Yeah.
Whereas now, you know, it's totally different. Because you've got bills to pay and all this good stuff, all this fun stuff. So it kind of gives you, a bit of a kick in the ass. Like, you can't be mucking around now. It's the real deal. So that helped, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a good move into the shop, Like,
it's a mean shop.
Yeah, thanks, bro. Pretty stoked. Tried to set it up as good as we could.
Yeah. So I guess just before we finish it up, kid in high school, year 12. School's not doing it for him or her. You reckon if you know what you want to do, just do it?
Totally. Absolutely. Life's too short to just, think about these things and not jump on it. If there's something you want to do, then just go for it. Yeah. And when you're still so young, throughout school in your 20s, you got so much time. It's not necessarily you're going to jump into something, the first thing you want to do, and that's going to be the thing that you end up doing for your career. You're so young, so much time on your side, so you can dabble in everything and anything.
Flip, my first job was a builder, so that definitely wasn't what I wanted to do.
Big Torpedo 7, exactly. There's so much time, so there's no pressure and the first thing you jump into having to work out. It's not like that, you know. You can just you got so much time to learn and to dabble with different things before you find the sort of career path you want to go down.
Yeah.
So I'd say, yeah, just if you've something you want to do, then don't wait around. Jump on it.
Young, got time. Just give it a try.
Exactly. And then by the time all your mates have finished school, you're driving around a car and there'll be taxi service and charging them gas money, and that could be a business in itself. Yeah. Got it, bro.
Sure, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, bro. Did we tick all the boxes? We covered everything?
I don't know. I make it up as I go.
Here first, my seat was starting to
crumble. This part was digging into my thighs. Yeah,
20? 15? Was I talking that much?
That was
22.
33.
Wow.